Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we are gonna present about the Sustain movie. This fascinating movie isn't just a body horror. It dives into deep themes about the existentialism crisis, transformation, and how we perceive reality. It is a film that challenges us to think beyond the surface and engage with question about its existence, body, and our behavior. Today, I'm joined by our incredible group, Cecily, Stephanie, Tanda, Jocelyn, and me, Alminette, who will help us discuss these ideas from various perspectives. So we will begin with the overview of the film, followed by existentialism, philosophical, and critical insights into its plot. So let's start with Cecily, who will provide us with a synopsis of the movie and share her impression of the film.
Okay, so for the synopsis is The Substance by Coralie Forget is a darkly humorous horror film that explores themes of vanity, self-identity, and the pressures of society. The story revolves around Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, who is a famous fitness icon, desperately trying to hold on onto her youth. She discovers a strange substance that promises to make her look younger, but it comes with shocking changes and takes a toll on her mental health. The film critiques Hollywood's obsession with staying young and highlights the challenges faced by women in that world. As Elizabeth grapples with her transformation, she also faces competitions from Sue, a younger influencer portrayed by Margaret Qualley, who poses a real threat to her career. Next slide, please. So for my impression is the film is both visually stunning and quite unsettling. It skillfully mixes humor with horror, creating a unique experience. And Demi Moore gives a powerful performance showcasing the emotional struggles that come with the society's beauty expectations. The movie explores important themes like fame, identity, and self-worth, making it relevant to everyone. Its sharp critique of a culture that prioritizes looks leaves a significant impression on viewers. And that's for my impression.
All right. Thank you, Cecily, for that engaging summary and your reflection on the movie. So now that we have a sense of the storyline, let's explore some of the deeper philosophical and critical aspect of the subject. First, Stephanie, I would like to hear from you. So what is existentialism?
So the term existentialism refers to the concept of existence, especially what it means to be human. It is a very complicated matter as it shapes who we are, and philosophers from different time periods have come up with a theory of what it means to exist. And especially in the substance, it is the themes of existentialism is very highlighted. Next slide, please. So
All right.
in
Oh,
oh, you can ask.
okay. So what are the movie scenes that can relate with this perspective, the existentialism perspective?
So there are three parts of the movie that I think portrays the theme of existentialism. Number one, throughout the movie, there are constant reminders for Elizabeth that she is the Matrix. There is no she or you, referencing to her different lives as Sue and Elizabeth. And remember that she is one. However, Elizabeth tries to separate her identity along with Sue's, found in the movie, especially in the scene where Sue binge eats. And I mean, especially in the movie where Elizabeth binge eats and Sue gets mad the next day. So the second part is after the jealousy, after 3 months waking up, Elizabeth found out she's turned into a hunchback, crippled woman due to Sue overtiming by 3 months. Because of this, Elizabeth tries to end Sue's life using the special drug that the Black Market Corporation sent her, but backed out last minute because she believes that Sue is the only lovable part of Elizabeth that people still care about. This fits Sartre's belief of completion, as Elizabeth believes Sue completes her, especially in young age and in admiration. Number three, this is earlier part of the scene where Elizabeth accepts to hang out with Fred. However, uh she gets she's not confident that Fred will still love her despite him praising her in the beginning of the movie after she just got out of the hospital. So she tries to reapply makeup and remove it, trying to look like Sue from the billboard that she keeps on seeing outside her condo. This supports Heidegger's theory of possibly forebeing, where Elizabeth gets more conscious between the difference in reactions between her and Sue.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie, for walking us through the fascinating the theory and then like explaining how they relate with the movie, some of the movie scenes. So moving forward, let's discuss the body and participation in the film standard.
Okay, so before we move to the movie scene, I would like to explain the Merleau-Ponty's view first. So he believed the body shapes our experience of the world. The lived body is our subjective connection to our surroundings. Uh, the body schema is our unconscious awareness of movement, and oriented space reflects how we perceive space through bodily interaction, not as a neutral grid. So yeah.
Okay. So second question, how did this distortion of the body schema appear in the film?
For the second question, the transformation substance disrupt Elizabeth's body schema. In Sue's body, she moves gracefully, but emotionally she is conflict, showing the body schema deep connection to self-perception.
All right. So how did the movie portray Merleau-Ponty oriented space?
The last seems is Elizabeth perceives the same space differently in each body, empowering as Sue's, isolating as herself. This reflects how bodily experience shapes our perception of the world. So in over the film critic viewing the body as just an object, and align with Merleau-Ponty's belief that the body is central to identity and experience.
All right. Thanks, Sandra, for those thought-provoking insights. So lastly, Cliff, I'd like to hear your critical response to the main character behavior.
Um, as we went through with some of the ideas, especially existentialism, uh, perspective about the movie. So there's also other classic philosophy that we can look into about this movie. Let's start with the Plato with his theory or allegory of the cave. So because he talk about people who live in a cave which is chained and only able to see the shadow on the wall. So these shadows are all they know, and so they think these are the truth, the shadow are the truth. So now, if we look at the movie character, he's kind of like one of those prisoner who is observed with beauty and how society see her, believing that she just want to meet those standards, and then she'll be happy and fulfilled. This is like we are chasing the shadow, as mentioned in the theory of the Plato. And so let's also look at the perspective of Aristotle with his idea of virtue ethics. So Aristotle believed that living in a good life was all about balance and cultivating virtue like wisdom and maybe self-control, right? But as for Elizabeth, though she doesn't seem to have this kind of balance, because she uh pretty much dependent on this substance that is a clear example, which basically the weakness of will, even though she know that the substance is damaging her and that she cannot stop herself from using it. In the process, she's kind of ignoring the inner virtue that could help her live a more meaningful life, right? So, and then the last perspective by Soren, who is also a famous existentialist. that is focused on the authenticity. So this despair, he argued that this despair comes from not living authentically, from consistently trying to meet other people's expectation, which is also similar to the ideas of the Plato, rather than embracing who we actually are. So with Elizabeth, we see this kind of the perception of her that she put in all her energy into changing her appearance and to fit into the society standard, rather than accepting her own self and then confronting her inner struggle. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Cliff, for sharing your critical perspective and helping us see the main character Johnny through the unique lens. So that brings us to the end of our discussion. Huge thanks to everyone for sharing their ideas, and it's been amazing diving into this substance together. So we've covered a lot from the movie storyline and themes to how it connects to existentialism and point of views on the body and some really unique perspective on the main character behavior. So thank you for your time, and we hope our presentation gives you a new perspective on the movie.